An emotional day today, isn't it, Brian?
It's an emotional day, and it's a day that Sonny loved green. I felt it was right that we bust out the green kit. He did love a goal in the green kit. Any kit, he loved one, but had to be done. It's a day where we all knew this news was coming, but when you hear it, it hits, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, look, we got quite a lot to bring you today, so we're going to start off giving kind of just our initial reactions to it. I know I've been kind of like radio silent on this all day. Sim's been giving his opinions from Korea, and I think you've seen just the outpouring of emotion from pretty much every Spurs fan that I can see on social media that I've come into contact with. I mean, it's just a testament to who Sonny was, what he represented, what he did for the football club. And it's like usually you'd have a guy that does so well at your football club or so well at other football clubs, and like the rest of the league and other fans would just hate on him. But for Sonny, that just like it was impossible to do that, wasn't it? With Sonny, like everyone absolutely adored him just because of the aura, the smile. You just couldn't be. Nobody could hate him. Even if you're an Arsenal fan, you probably say you hate him, but you don't actually hate him. You know what I mean? And we'll get into all the stuff that he did for Tottenham in a minute, but just from that aspect, just shows you what a character we're losing.
Yeah, and I will say, even look, people like you said with other fans, people like Laura Wood, known Arsenal fan, obviously works in the media within football. She even puts like out saying, as much as I should hate Sonny, how can you not love this man? There's been an outpouring. It's because of the man he was as well, wasn't it? It wasn't just the footballer; it was the man he was and the reputation he had. Just one of the kindest men you ever see, from what we hear and what we see with the fans. Just an incredible human being. Not forgetting what an astonishing footballer he was. Yeah. Is he's only leaving? Is not was.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're always going to get the feeling like, could he have done one more year? Could have got? I still believe it. I still think he's good enough to be here at Spurs, and I still think we should have kept him for another year. But look, it's not our decision, is it? And whatever Sonny wants to do in his career, in my opinion, he's going to MLS a bit too early because I still think he's got the quality to play in one of Europe's top 5 leagues, especially the Premier League. So for that, I'm more gutted because I just thought he could have had an impact on Thomas Frank. But look, it's not about that. I think it's all about just showing respect to his decision, and we got to respect his decision because of what he's given to this football club. 10 years, first Premier League goal in 2015, top Asian Premier League scorer 2017, Puskas Award winner 2020. PFA Team of the Year 2021, Golden Boot 2022, 100th Premier League goal 2023, appointed the club captain 2023, and then it kind of just ended in the perfect way, didn't it? Because that is going to be his last competitive game, winning the Europa League in 2025.
Yeah, but do you know what it is with Sonny as well? And it'd be great to see what people in the chat say, because it'll be a host of different things. If we were all to sit here and say which was your favourite Sonny goal, he scored so many absolute bangers.
Everyone would say different one.
Yeah, it would all be a different one. It could be because it might have been a 90th minute winner, like the one at Watford. It could be when he came on and scored his hat-trick when he was dipping in form and he shut everyone up against. It could be so many. The Chelsea one, the Burnley one. For me, do you remember the West Ham one at Wembley? That absolute 30-yard screamer after West Ham had scored a banger.
Game as well.
Yeah, that for me was just an incredible goal. But this is the thing: if you sat here and said, "Right, the Sonny favourite goal," there will be so many different ones.
So many, and you're not even mentioning the Puskas one against Burnley. I mean, like what? That was just crazy. You're looking at the one against Arsenal in lockdown. Do you remember that one? That was insane. The one against Chelsea at Wembley when he sat. I don't know if it was at Wembley or at Tottenham when he sat down. Like 3 of their players.
It was at Wembley, Jorginho and David Luiz, when he ran from the halfway line and cut in. Yeah. Just so many,
and big games as well. Scored those goals in big games.
Big.
One of my favourite ones as well is the one that he scored against Man City in the Champions League quarterfinal, just to get back into that game. Wow.
Mate, that game was just insane anyway, wasn't it? But you got to remember as well. Not only will Sonny go down as the captain that got us over the line, he'll ever be more known in history for scoring the first Premier League goal at the new stadium, the first Champions League goal at the new stadium. There are so many firsts and things he will be fondly remembered for. And I mean, is there going to be a player that will get a bigger ovation when he comes back for the first time to an interview with COYS at halftime or something? Just a superstar, an absolute superstar.
Yeah, and it's just got testament to the man as well, just like how much he means to so many people.
Yep.
You look at the reaction he gets in Korea. He's like royalty over there in Korea, and I got to see it firsthand going there last summer. He's got a following of a nation, and a very big one at that.
Yes.
Crazy. And then obviously 10 years at Spurs, how much the Spurs fans adore him. But he's not just the Spurs and the Korean legend, he's a Premier League legend. Like he's a fully concealed Premier League legend. And when you're talking about the best wingers, best left wingers the Premier League's ever seen, he's up there. He's for sure up there with the best.
You're absolutely right. And now you can remember how many in a time where modern football has changed so frequently. Who stays at clubs for 10 years now? Maybe one of the homegrown that is born and bred through and through, but you don't see it a lot with players like this of this stature. And he stuck through it thick and thin. It's like Human Son has literally been like the wedding proposal, hasn't it? I mean, through sickness and in health, for richer, for poorer, and he deserves all our respect, all our love, and everything that he does. I hope he succeeds in.
Absolutely. Just like the Korean fans have been following around his career, I think you're going to have pretty much every Spurs fan following him, what he does afterwards, after Spurs now. And everyone's going to be supporting him with the best wishes. But you remember when he joined us under Pochettino after that first season, where he struggled to kind of settle to life in England. And it's mad to think that we actually nearly sold him that summer. And Pochettino had to kind of like convince him to stay, didn't he?
Well, do you know what? It gets even, before we even talk about that part, we went for him after we couldn't get Saido Berahino. I mean, could you imagine? If we talk about sliding doors, Liverpool, could you imagine if that sliding door moment happened? It was Berahino, and he came, and there was no of these compilations that got sorted. There was no media circus or Instagram reels or anything going on. He came here, and a lot of people might have thought, who is he? What's this about? And can he hack the Premier League? Can he do anything? Would he be able to succeed? He blew everyone away with that, didn't he? And like you said, he came and it was a big change for him. As he's personally said as well, he came as a boy, learning the language, didn't speak a word of English. Man, has he adapted. Man, and like you said, he struggled that first year. And thank God he decided he wanted to see it through. Like we've seen his whole career, really. When the going gets tough, he don't go running, does he?
No, he's a proper fighter, Sonny. Very good captain for this club, and he goes down, in my opinion, as the greatest Premier League player that we've seen, or definitely the best player, the most legendary player that I've seen with my very own eyes. You know, he's up there with the great captains now of this football club, winning a European trophy. But not only is it the European trophy, it's just everything that he's given us in these last 10 years, like all the records that he's broken, all the goals that he's scored, all the assists. I think top assister for us in the Premier League. I think he's top 5 caps as well, out of everyone in our history, which is crazy, more than Harry Kane. And I think this one, I don't know about you, Brian, this one hurts a lot more than when Harry left.
It does. It does. Look, this whole conversation, with this departure, it's all started. Who leaves the bigger legend? The way I define it is, if you've won a trophy, that puts you up. I know Harry Kane's the record goal scorer. He's won a trophy. For me, would you say he's the biggest Premier League legend in stature and everything? What he's achieved? Yes, he has to be. He has to be.
In general, in every kind of metric that you want to go by, for me, he's higher than Harry Kane. And Harry Kane is the only one that you can compare him to in Premier League legends. You look at the likes of Luka Modric, Gareth Bale, they were unbelievable for Spurs. But they
Ledley,
what Ledley. I put him higher than Ledley. I
that's
put him
fair.
higher than Ledley,
That's fair.
and I think he's the biggest legend that we've seen, and that just shows how highly. And I think a lot of people feel the same now. To be honest, look at the 10 years that he's given us, the consistency that he's shown us, the amount of goal contributions he's given us, the way he's handled himself whilst doing it, stayed in the hardest moments when someone like Harry Kane wanted to leave as well,
Hmm.
and ended up with the trophy.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Look, you're right. As we look through this, we know we all say the game's about glory, and Sun led us to that. We've had some incredible players, but I don't think there's been such a. Obviously, Harry Kane leaving caused a huge uproar, but a lot of that was obviously Spurs fans being absolutely devastated because of who he is and what he is, and then the Premier League kind of rejoicing that he's going because they won't be threatening him. And you can see, I think you can judge it by the emotions and the way other teams are talking about him and Son. The way that other teams and other players, even, I mean, Thierry Henry, you remember in the documentary, the way, there was no rivalry when it came to Sonny, was it? There were literally his smile, the way he got, I mean, James Maddison spoke today that even when he was at Leicester, he considered him a good friend. And he said, since he's walked into the club, as of many others, but since his time, have said, Sonny, help me get through it. Sonny was there for whatever reason it may be. Just like I said, I think what goes a long way with Sonny as well, it's not just the talent that he was, it was his way of life, the way he treated people. Like we've all seen it at the end of the season when he's round with the families. He embodied what Tottenham Hotspur is, didn't he? He embodied what a captain should be. We've had this debate, do I see him as a captain? And I prefer the more vocal, the Keane's Vieira's type. But what he did off the pitch and obviously around the training ground is obviously a lot more important than what he was doing on the pitch in some ways.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously shows you how much he cares for people when every Friday he was going out and greeting pretty much every fan that was lining up to see him.
Yep.
There was a hell of a lot of Korean fans and some English fans at times going to line up on a Friday, every single Friday at Hotspur Way, and he wouldn't go in until every single one was seen. I mean, no other Spurs player would have done that probably in the last 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, I can remember obviously when I was at the training ground every day in January a few years ago, there were Korean fans, South Korean fans, literally in January, just standing outside the training ground, just simply waiting for him. And that was, at that time, it was during COVID, and they weren't allowed to open the windows or sign anything because of COVID. But there were just people always there, and you'd always see a group or a single South Korean just waiting on Sonny, just waiting patiently to see that man. And like you said, we've all seen the videos. He comes out, he'll wave at everyone, spent just the model professional.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to be weird. It is going to be weird to have a Sunnyless Tottenham going into next season. You can't quite imagine it, can you? Just like when Harry Kane left, you couldn't really imagine what Spurs are like without Harry Kane. And now without Harry Kane and Sonny, which is just mad. It really
Do you know
is
what I'd
mad
love to see, Ben? I hope something could be done that for the first game against Burnley, there's a tifo in that one-tier stand for something for Sonny, that wherever he is, obviously it'll probably be America, there's something to reflect and acknowledge him.
They're bringing out one of those THFC flags, or adding a massive flag of Sonny
Okay,
to their
cool.
every game, apparently.
Yeah, that will be class. And like I said, the good thing about him coming to America is if LAFC have to play Toronto, I'll be seeing Sonny again.
Yeah. Yeah, you bet. That'll be it'll be great.
And Hugo.
Banner. We'll get some sort of banner.
We'll sort that. It'd be great to see him.
But I was saying to someone yesterday, I really wish and I really hope they drag this on until after the first game of the season, so Son can come out before the game or come out after the game and get a proper hero send off like he deserves. Because you remember when Kane left, like it was just through the back door. Yep. No one got to say goodbye. The next time we saw him was in the friendly, I think, for Bayern Munich. Give the man a proper send off. He deserves to be standing in that middle of the pitch in a packed stadium. and he deserves a send off.
Oh, well, absolutely he does. And like we've said before, it's just a shame you don't have those Saturday friendlies before the season at home to show off your new players, do the goodbyes.
Why not do it at Burnley? Why not do it at Burnley?
Well, I don't. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see how this deal develops and when it goes through. We're not that far away, are we? I mean, I can remember, but this was in January when we did it for Jermaine Defoe before he came to Toronto. But he was here. The season was in full swing, so he could do it. God knows how this the deal's going to work and when it will go through. But we'll have to wait and see. But it would be great to do something. And what I tell you what, Simeon saw his video, the reaction, and obviously you could see the emotion in him. But what are all those people that have gone out to Korea from all around the world to see it, and all the Koreans that are going to be there? What a moment they're going to experience tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is, more than likely going to be his last game for Spurs. He will be starting. He will be captain. It'll be interesting to see how many minutes he gets. I reckon he gets like 55 or 60 because I think they'll want to take him off in the game instead of like doing it at half time, so he gets that kind of emotion. So we'll see what happens there. I'm very much looking forward to the game tomorrow, seeing Sonny I can't believe I'm saying it, seeing Sonny one last time in a Spurs shirt.
Yep.
Absolutely mad. But look, he leaves a legend, a pure legend of this football club up there with the absolute greats. World-class player that we've had for so many years that could have left at any given opportunity, decided to stick with the team, pure loyalty, like he was one of our own, and he is one of our own now.
Correct. That's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing you got to admire, loyalty. I mean, we didn't really see transfer bids come in or speculation, did we? But you never know what's going on behind the scenes. But thankfully, no one came in for him to try and prize him away. But he probably would have said no anyway. Probably would have said no anyway because of his loyalty.
Find a new contract under Nuno.
Exactly. No matter what was going on, he stuck with it. Whether do you reckon? Question: if we hadn't won the trophy this year, if we hadn't, obviously this is all hearsay. Do you think he would have said one more year because I need to do this? I need to be the one, or do we still think if this had or hadn't happened, Sonny would have been gone?
I reckon he would have given it one more year. I think that trophy was the massive thing for him. He just wanted to win that trophy. Yep. He said after the Europa League, I stayed at this club because I wanted to win the trophy.
Yep.
That's good. So I do think that if he would have stayed, I mean, if we wouldn't have won it, I think he would have stayed one more year, kind of giving it until the end of his contract. But that's it. He goes. Very emotional time for all of us, but he'll move on. We'll move on. He'll be supporting us. We'll be supporting him. Tottenham for life. Sonny for life. It's just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable what he's given to this football club. What a legend.
I'm just going to do a bit of selfless promotion, Ben, because I'm just going to put in the link. Guys, when you get a chance, I'll probably put it in the chat after as well. We've done a video on Tottenham on Tour about Sonny as a fitting tribute. When you get a chance, obviously after this stream and watch us now, go ahead and give that, because it's a lot of people are finding it hard. And there's so many words to say, isn't there? There's so many words to say, and it's how you want to go about saying them. But like I said, the day has come. The club will hopefully now move on and evolve. We need to evolve because that is the entire strike force from the great Pochettino team gone, isn't it? Ben Davies is the only one.
Ben Davies is the last man standing, and he was also Pochettino's first signing. How mad is that?
Mate, I completely forgot about that. So, I mean, people like Ben Davies, and Sonny's godfather to his child, isn't he? That's what you got to remember as well. We find it weird and strange and surreal as fans. Imagine what the players are feeling, and everyone associated with Tottenham Hotspur, everyone at the training ground, everyone that helps the first team during the match day, travels on the coach. It's going to be probably the weirdest saying. It's probably going to be the weirdest feeling around that club, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I reckon there's not a dry eye in the dressing room right now. And, Madison put it perfectly, didn't he? He was like, Sonny is Tottenham and Tottenham is Sonny, and that's what it's just felt like for so many years. Do you think there has been ever a player of his quality as underrated as him? Because he was like the most for so many years. He was so underrated, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was. Mate, that is a real tough question. Was there a player that was severely underrated? We're talking Spurs only, yeah? Obviously.
Could be even anyone in the Premier League. I don't think anyone was as disrespected as Sonny because for years he wasn't in
Great
talks
question.
in the caliber of being up there with like Premier League greats and Tottenham greats and everything inside Tottenham, outside Tottenham. Obviously, I think people have come more wise to it now, but for many years he was criminally underrated.
Completely. I'm just trying to think. I don't know if the chat can come up here. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head. That shows.
He's the most.
He's got to be.
We're talking about the most clinical finisher in Premier League history, pretty much.
Yeah. You look at it. Oh, Dennis Irwin was, but that's a great shout actually. But Sonny, I think you'll be hard to find Sonny, top Sonny with that question you asked.
Yeah.